What's up, Squirt? Today we're going to talk A1 parts kits and whether it's worth buying one. First and foremost, the majority of kits I see are Malaysian, but some Austrian kits are available too. The only difference is the markings, so just get whatever's cheaper. That said, steer clear of the quote key parts kits from Max Arms. There's nothing key about them, you're just losing half the kit for a small discount. Also, it's hard to mention these kits without mentioning the Nylog, but it's pretty clear you need a kit if you plan to build one, so it's obviously worth buying if that's the case. If you don't want a Nylog, you're probably here for one of three reasons. Either you want to build this into a complete rifle, you're cloning an AUG A1, or you want spare parts. If you're in the first group and you thought these kits were a cheap means of getting your first AUG, I'm sorry to tell you that's just not the case. These full auto kits are incompatible with semi-auto receivers, and even if they weren't, you'd have a hard time sourcing a stripped AUG receiver in the first place. As for the rest of you, you're in luck. While the big parts are incompatible with our semi-auto AUGs, everything else is completely interchangeable. On screen now is a table I made showing all the components in these kits, as well as how much it would cost to buy them individually. For reference, the complete kits go for $250 to $300 at the time of recording. Right off the rip, you'll notice I divided the components into 4 columns. The first one, being the useful column, is short, so I'll just go through it. The cleaning kit and lid are nice to have no matter who you are, and the full auto trigger pack springs, if you didn't know, reduce the trigger pull weight to roughly that of the Steyr Red Spring upgrade, saving you money there.
Another trick you can do is if you got the full auto springs, you can drop the full auto springs on the hammer. If you can find the springs for full auto hammer, switch that out, it's going to give you a little bit of a weight reduction.
Second of all, the spare parts column. I don't think you need spare parts for this gun. Some people insist upon it, and fair enough, I can't say I blame you. But for a weapon that has 3 times the parts longevity of an AR platform, I really don't think it's needed. Third, we have the model specific tab. Now, the front sling swivel would be under spare parts, but it's incompatible with both the A3M1 and the A3M2, so I have it there even though it's not a clone part really. The rest of that list, from the green A1 charging handle down, all these parts are needed to clone an AUG A1 or just as accessories to it. So for that reason, I'll put them under the model specific tab because not everybody needs them. Lastly, the full auto / Nylog only column. It's pretty self-explanatory, but it's worth noting the reason the trigger pack is $34 is because I actually saw it listed for $90 on Max Arms, but I subtracted the price of Steyr Red Springs from that because you're getting that in upgrades. If you are wondering, it's $924 for all priced parts, but because I couldn't find prices on everything, I'm going to round it up to an even $950. For the price, these kits do have some merit, but you don't have to buy a complete kit depending on your goals. For example, if you just want spare parts, you could always grab the bolt carrier group from Max Arms instead of a whole kit. The BCG contains all of the AUG's high-wear components for a measly $100, when they would cost roughly 6 times that to source directly from Steyr. Furthermore, if you're cloning an AUG A1, you could buy the charging handle for $30 and the stock for $60. Unfortunately, the clone correct triggers and safeties aren't for individual sale anywhere, and the stock is the only way to get them. Still, $90 is cheaper than $250. Where I think these kits really shine is for the Giga AUGtist who can find a use for all of this stuff. Whether you have multiple rifles or you just like tinkering as much as I do, these kits do tickle the tism. Anyways, that's all I got for you, so toodles!